Howdy folks, good evening. How y'all doing? So, it is 9:30 in the evening, April 19th, 2019. It's been a little while. Part of it's been the winter blahs. Had some issues that were just keeping me from feeling like I could, quote, go out in public. Streaming is one of those things I sort of have to be in the right mood for. And just haven't been there for a bit. The other thing is I was bored with my own streaming, which is not good. I mean, if I'm not feeling it, don't expect anybody else to. So, gave it some thought, decided what it was that made the most sense for who I am and what really, sort of excites me as a gamer. Excuse me here, I just realized I've got a rat's nest where the cables that are driving me nuts now that I'm streaming. Yeah, fantastic, good job. Okay, so I decided that what I wanted to do was refocus what my streams are about. I'm going to do a lot less of Transport Fever, Elite Dangerous, blah blah. Games where honestly there are people who are much better at those games and much more invested in them than I am, and who will provide that kind of content more regularly. Because I run hot and cold with computer games all the time. I'll binge on a game, play it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, flat out, and then I'm bored with it and I'll look at it for another 3 months. And that's not fair to you guys. So the idea of what I'm going to be doing, as much as I can at least, is doing a bit of a retool, with the idea that primarily I'm going to be focusing on doing D&D content. I've been gaming, I'm a pro GM, ostensibly. I've been doing DnD5e since 1992. No, 1982, my apologies, 1982. So this is really what my passion is. This is really where I feel I've got some chops. And where I think I'm going to be able to do things that are going to help other people and hopefully improve somebody's day in a way that, me laying down another kilometer of track or something is not really going to do it. Not saying I won't do that other content anymore, it's just that by default I'm going to be doing this. So, the plan for the evening, as you can probably see in the background, let me just switch stuff around here. Come on now. My remote control keeps kicking out on me. There, yay. So as you can see, I'm going to be using Fantasy Grounds as my primary tool for a bit. There's a few reasons for that. You can look them up online, bluntly. I've been doing business with Roll20 for a couple of years, and for a variety of reasons, including my experiences with their customer service and their forum moderators, I've just decided that it makes not a lot of sense to give money to an online service that at the end of 5 years, if they were to fold up tomorrow morning, all the money I've spent on any books or whatever to unlock stuff in Roll20 is gone. The artwork I've downloaded, but things like modules and stuff, it's gone. Because I don't get to make a copy of it to my own hard drive. Not in any easy way. The artwork's portable. A couple of friends were talking about Fantasy Grounds, and I've been watching the guys at Encounter Roleplay on Twitch. They use Fantasy Grounds a lot, and I'm really pleased with it. So I picked up a full copy of Fantasy Grounds, and that's going to be my preferred tool for the next little while, at least, in terms of using, game development. For those of you who have been sort of following along, I've got a game. I've got a game that I run Monday nights using Roll20. That is my Duchy the Mists campaign. That game's going to keep running Duchy the on Roll20 for the foreseeable future. If the players all decide that they would just as soon switch to Roll20 for utility, then I'm sure. At this point, I've got an awful lot of campaign information built into Roll20. So, but anything I do new, I'm starting a new campaign with myself and some of my OG gaming buddies from back in the day. We're talking 1992. yeah, we're getting together for one last huzzah. I think I'm nearly the youngest of the bunch at 50, so the bunch of us have decided we're going to do another campaign, brand new characters, brand new setting, and run it until we can't show up at the gaming table anymore. So that's going to be my Sunday night, and I'm going to use Fantasy Grounds to do it. So tonight, what I'm doing with my stream is building a module. I'm still learning Fantasy Grounds, don't expect great things, but let's see what we can get done. And that's still a little loud. Let me turn that down a bit. What I have on in the background, just for ambience, although it's starting to get annoying, is Guild of Ambience, Sword Coast Soundscapes. They do fantastic stuff. And if I'm looking for just something cool to listen to, I just browse through their Quiet Tavern. That'll be a good one. So yeah, I've used this in my games, and it's just something to have going on in the background. So, okay, let's see here. So what I'm trying to do, so I have my Grand Adventure, which is my campaign. Right, before I go any further. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted you. What I want to do is zip my campaigns folder before I make any changes. Because if I blow stuff up, I want to be able to put it back. God, it feels weird to type 2019. Okay, there. So what I'm going to do is load Desperate Measures. And I'm going to disable alias for now. I just realized that I just broadcast that over everybody, but okay, whatever. I'll change it. It's only a mouse click. Okay. All right. So for those people who are familiar with Fantasy Grounds, nothing surprising here. So now, okay. So this is the part I'm still figuring out. So get rid of the PCs because that's that. We can get rid of this. So what had happened was I set up a primary campaign, and then realized that and started building the old Imperial Abbey, and the map was done with Campaign Cartography 3, and realized after a bit of messing that what I probably should have done was set up the initial campaign to hold things like all my world building notes, and then in here what I probably should, and then what I should do is build all the content for it in discrete modules, as opposed to just packing on heaps and heaps and heaps of data into the primary campaign, which I suspect would just make it longer and longer to load, and that's not doing it either. Guild of Ambience. Yeah, I'm not interested. Thanks. Come on. Penguins are cute, but get out of my way. Thanks. Thanks. Ah, there we go. Much better. Okay. So what I've done is I've went in. So what I did, what I realized sort of what my mistake was, is I just made a copy, Control-C copy of my campaign folder, renamed it to Desperate Measures Campaign Master, Module Master, and now so what I'm doing is I'm ripping out everything that shouldn't be in the module. If I understand what I'm doing right, anyway. Okay, so now what I want to do here is I want to create... Oh, hello. And this is going to be... So now, okay, so great. So now the question becomes is how do I move things into... Aha! Okay, that's cool. Okay, so then I ought to be able to unlock this. Cool. Okay, that's better. That's kind of nice. So I say all. So it's Chapter 1, Desperate Measures. Okay, so in other words, I should be able to actually edit this and say Chapter 1, and this is Adventure Setting. It seems to me someone suggested the way to do this was you put this in brackets and that will keep it so that's always at the head. Got it. Okay. Give me a sec. I just want to fuss around with something real quick. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that gives me that's so I have this adventure group, Scattered Isles Chapter 1. Okay, cool. And I'm going to change my notes here. deleting stuff. We're just going to tuck this down onto its own line for later. Okay. Alright, so now I've got the adventure setting, and what I want to do is edit this, and I'm going to add and this leads to the graveyard. So we can get this rid of that. Alright, I'm just going to blot that. And re-grab this. Cool, okay. So now I can lock that. Save. Okay, so leads to graveyard and leads to Abbey Foyer is more accurate. There we go. There. That's handy. So then we go to the Abbey Foyer, which is this pin over here. So the foyer leads to the minor chapel. Okay, cool. Why did the music... Oh. I must have been near the end of the play. bother. There. Okay, so we can go either the hostelries from there, or we can go into the Grand Chapel. This is placeholder. Okay. Alright, so the hostelries are going to lead to the Minor Chapel and the Grand Chapel. There we go. And then last but not least is the Grand Chapel itself. And the and the Minor Chapel. And then I need to put a placeholder in here. Wait a second, did I? Oh. That shouldn't be here. That should be in here. Okay. Cool. Alright. That's pretty good. So that's all the story stuff done. Quest. I need to make any... Okay. I'm going to make a new group. It's going to be Scattered Isles, Desperate Measures. Let's try that again. Just Still learning the interface. Okay. So now I've got Scattered Isles, Desperate Measures. I'm going to create an item, and this is the primary quest. So now, I need to go to my parcels because I want to look. Graveyard is... I just need to make some quick totals here, folks. Actually, I'll do this on screen so you can follow along. So the whole premise here is that the town is starving. Let me show you the adventure setting. So, it has been a bitter and dark winter. Relentless cold, snows, and darkness have consumed almost all of the Thorpe of Birken's Hall's food, fuel, and hope. A group of youths from the Thorpe have decided to explore a haunted ruins a few days from the Thorpe. They hope to find ancient valuables they can sell or trade for supplies to help their friends and families of the Thorpe survive. After some hard travel, you arrive in the area where your research and folklore have directed you to. Near the low and stony hill is the remains of what looks to be a graveyard and something that might be a temple. So that's the setting. That's the idea. So literally this is a loot and grab with the idea that the money they're going to bring home is going to help their hometown, the Thorpe. So if that is the thing, then that is the main quest. I'm just going to put it in these terms, primary objective. And it's CR2, it's, I'm going to say it's CR2, which is doing this place is difficult. And now, just out of curiosity, encounters... so 300 XP is CR2. Okay, we'll put 300 XP in here. So that's going to be 300 XP for bonus finish. And what I want to do is take a look at what these quests are going to wind up totaling in cash. So if they basically clean sweep the place, or if they get half of what's here, I want to give them a bonus, for lack of a better way of putting it. So now some of these items, of course, are 25, and that's 50 GP. And yeah, just toggling back and forth is going to drive you and me nuts, so I'm not going to bother using the on-screen calculator. I'll just do it down here. So there's 50 GP in bonus items, in stuff in this encounter, and then there's another 11 GP. Okay. And then here, there's another 32 GP. Now the backpack, the antitoxin, that stuff, the scroll of acid splash, that stuff I'm expecting the players, the characters to want to keep. That's equipment to help them to do further adventures. Bloodstone is 50 GP. The Chalosity is another 50. Gold Locket is 25. They may want to keep that, but I'm going to include it in the... And there we go. And there's 100 GP straight up in this one. And the crystal is 10 GP. Potentially an arcane focus if someone wants to keep it. The doll is 5 silver. I'm not going to bother counting that. The fan is... okay, that's more gear. Obsidian's 10 GP. And there are 2 tiger eyes, so that's going to be... oh, that's interesting. Huh. That's Borkin. Okay, I think those are 10 GP gems, though. I'm just baffled about why they don't. Items. Yeah, really weird. Okay, so what I'm going to do is delete this. Just zot this item out. Yep. And then I will drag and drop that in and replace it that way. So now that's a pair of 10 GP gems. Okay. So plus 20 more. And then there's 130 GP in this one. And then Sardonyx is 50 GP. And 50 GP. So the total is 600 gold is what they can pick up in this adventure. Okay. Now, I want to go to my Dungeon Master's reference. I want to pop this open. And I want to say between adventures, recurring expenses. Chapter 5, Equipment. With Player's Handbook. Okay. So... food, drink, and laundry. That's not what I'm looking for. So it's 6 copper a day. Okay, so we're going to write some things down here. So let's just call it 664 GP. Treasure. And then the Thorpe has got 180 people. And according to this, modest meals per day is 6 copper, is 3 silver a day. So I'm curious. Times, and it's A silver is 1/10 of a gold. Okay. So 0.3 GP per day. That means, and then times 30 days in a month. And that means, so we're 180 times 0.3 times 30. That can't be right. 180 times 0.3 is 54 gold a day. Okay. And then I say times 30 days, which would be 1 month's food. It's going to be 1,600 gold. All right. So so right away, I know that I'm broken. Meals per day. Poor is 6 copper. Copper is 1/100th. So if I do the math on that, that's modest. And this is 0.06 GP per day. So what does this come out to? 180 times 0.06 times 30 is 324 gold. Okay. So better than starving. So that much money, if they bring home 300 gold, that's a month's worth of time. Okay, that seems to be yeah. And that in turn all right. That is the primary objective. Okay. And this is going to be CR1, 150 XP. new one. Howdy! And this quest will be... and this is going to be CR1 again. It's another 150 XP. And this will be find the hidden infernal chapel, which I haven't got on this map yet, but that is going to be part of the objective. Okay, so that gives, there's 600 essentially 600 quest XP up for grabs that way. Okay. Okay, and I want to move the encounters as well. Okay, now, here, I'm going to turn a few things off. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, so that's the images and maps done. That's nice. And the parcels needs to go. Okay, nice. Really like that. Okay, so PCs have been tidied up. Just give me a sec. I have to answer a message here. Okay. Sweetheart just saying goodnight, so. Now, so we're doing okay with all this, actually. So we have the story. We've got notes taken care of, images and maps we have done right. I just say all. Wow. And one more sec. Now that should be old O for old. Yeah, and there it is. It shows up. Cool. Scattered files. Okay, that is really cool. All right. So I've got that right. Okay, so images and maps is done. Tables. I don't think I have anything specific to... I don't have anything specific to this yet. Story we're looking at here, that's fine. Quests we've got done. NPCs, don't really have any, don't need any encounters. We've got... Yes, nice. Items. And we can just make this go away. And I can say new. Okay, so there we go. So I've got this new chest. So I want to create another group. So we'll have the small chest from Desperate Measures. And this will get dropped in there. And so yes, it's there. I say all. And chest. And yes, there we go. Small chest from Desperate. Okay, cool. So that's the items done. Parcels are all neatly tacked into their own ones. And then for the tokens, well, we haven't made any new artwork. We haven't done any new artwork for this, so the tokens don't matter. And library's that. So at this point, I should be able to say /export. I hope I'm doing this right. Okay. So now, let's talk about this dialogue. Okay. And save that. Okay, cancel here for a moment, and I'm going to go images and maps, and I'm going to scattered isles. That's not what I meant. Folder. Yeah, that's what I thought. Campaign. Desperate Measures. Images. Oh, because it's not a P in all files. Okay. And I'm gonna, oops, and I'll use that as the model name, category. D5e. Average Victory Gaming. Go. Okay. So then I should say that I need encounters, and I need only non-module tokens can be. Okay. So I shouldn't be able to export any of these. Cool. It's because these are already graveyard, the foyer. Found the secret door. Yes, okay, I remember that. And then same thing with the shadows, and then yes, so can't export those. Fantastic. Okay, so they've changed that behavior. Okay, and then I hit export. Module exported successfully. Okay then. So that means, at this point, Okay. So at this point, I should be able to exit out of the game. Well, out of Fantasy Grounds. Just one sec here. Load campaign. I should be able to load a Grand Adventure. Okay. All right. So now, I should be able to go to my library, to my modules. If I've done this right, and it's not here. So what did I do wrong? Okay, well, easy enough. Just want to go check something here. We're going to exit the program. So, if I go to Fantasy Grounds, it should say modules, and there's scattered on, and it's a size 0. It didn't finish the export. Betcha it doesn't like the file. Yes, that's exactly what happened. It chewed up the file name. Got it. Okay. I'm going to delete that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to have to go back in. I know exactly what the problem was. Is the file name was broken. Okay, so let's try this again. So export. And so the problem is the file name. Scattered. So what I'm actually going to do is change this to SI-CH01-DesperateMeasures. Select all and export. Now, let's go. Now, if I go here, and there's the module. So the problem was it didn't like the file name. Okay, I'm used to Unix systems where you can get away with file names that look like that. Okay. So then we can close this. I like the fact that it remembers that information. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go into my Grand Adventure campaign, start the game. Okay, so now I should be able to go library, modules, come on, there it is, yay, so I can say load. Okay, now I'm going to unload this because I need to now. Okay, so cool. My two demo characters are still here. Images and maps. New. So I'm gonna regret this, but let's do it. All the way in, right? I've got to back up if I've done something stupid. Images and maps are empty now. Story. I'm gonna wipe all this stuff out of my main copy. Tables, I don't have any custom tables. Story I've done. Quests I didn't bother doing. NPCs I don't have any here. Encounters, and it's new, and we're gonna nuke all these guys. And the demo test I'm not gonna bother keeping in my main game. Items, new. We're gonna get rid of the small chest out of here. Same thing with parcels lists. You are going to hear me howl if this doesn't work. Well, you're going to hear me howl and then restore it back up. Okay, so now I do not have anything in my story area, and that's all new. So now if I go to library, if I've done this right, I go to modules, I say load, and then there's scattered isles. Yes, it works! And Old Imperial Abbey. Yes. Awesome. I'm so pleased. Okay. Fantastic. And yep. Oh. Cannot tell you how happy that makes me. Alright. Cool, that worked. That's actually pretty straightforward to do. Well, that's actually really pleasing. I'm used to working in information technology where I hear a lot of things are supposed to be easy, and then when you actually go try and do them, it turns out that there's 07 steps that the person who did the demo just does out of habit and didn't bother to write down or didn't bother to comment on because, you know, they do it all the time and it just works. So the fact that it actually was that easy is really, really cool. Alright. Hello there. Welcome. If you got any questions, shout out. Alright. So that means I can now make a module. And I can include it in my main campaign. So I can build... Oh, nice, and it tucks it down under DnD5e. So I could have just as easily put this under... I could have saved the module as categories DnD5e and then, you know, modules or adventures. I don't know, would you call it an adventure? Probably adventures. Yeah, DnD5e, and then... So that's really cool. So that's really cool. Alright, so now that I know that, what that means is that I can get back to what it is. So let me just explain what's going on real quick. So my first game is in 2 weeks for this new campaign that I'm setting up for. And I want to get a little bit of content ahead on the players, as much for my own benefit as anything else. So the idea is, even though so we've got the old Imperial Abbey here, and of course what the players don't know is that over here, if you see that statue, it turns out that that statue moves, and there's a tunnel that runs in here, and this whole hill over here, this is supposed to be a hill with some contour lines, there's an entire, essentially a small dungeon in there that's its own map. I haven't done that map yet. So what's cool about this is that I can start working on that map in the module, update the module when I'm ready, and it'll automatically reflect in here. So that's actually pretty cool. I'm waiting to hear. So what I want to do is, for here, is I want to get a little bit of information from my players about what they think of this map style before I do the next block for under here. So I'm going to hold off on that. Hang on, my Discord just pinged. Just need to check something. Okay, no problem. So yeah, that's cool. So, but what that means is, as I say, if I want, I can start working on this map chunk and start building that map out. Okay. That's really pleasing. So technically, if I go to Library, Modules, and I turn that off, there it is, unload, then bang, it just all goes away, including the map I had open. And then reloading it, and it all comes back. Yeah, wow, I'm really pleased about that. Okay. So, yeah, so then, give me a sec while I think what I want to do about this. Alright. And then just one sec, because I don't want just pop back up a level. Okay, so we'll go in, and I can load the Desperate Measures Module Master. Start that as a game. Okay, so here I am back in Desperate Measures, and we know that because my notes field is empty. And scattered house Desperate Measure, cool, there we go. Alright. So now, what is the next thing that needs to happen? The next thing that needs to happen is I need to build that. So, oops, wrong thing. So what are we looking at here for? Is there an easy way of? Okay, well it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 squares that run to the north, from the southwest to the northeast. Okay, that gives me a place to start. Then I'm going to come over here, and I need CC3. Yes, that's fine. Okay, I'll worry about the Rangren mines later. So I want to start a new map. I want a dungeon, settings for myself, Dungeons of St. Shelley. It seems to me, yeah, I need to do this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Fantasy Grounds doesn't do metric, does it? So I'm going to have to do everything in Imperial. Okay. And it's 320 by 240. Beneath Abbey Hill, I'm going to put that in the top right corner. I'm going to put my scale in the bottom left, and I'll put the compass rose over there. Not that I care, it's not going to stay that way. Grass and dirt is fine. And actually, no, we're going to start out dirt gray. And we don't care about multiple levels, we're good. And then we go here. And save. Alright, so now we've got a blank map. There's a few things that are immediately wrong with it. We're going to fix those right away. So we're going to scale our compass rose. Do it with a scale of origin of right in the middle. We're going to make it 5 times bigger so we can see it. We're then going to move this from here to over here for now. And then this, okay, so we're going to need our grid turned on. Stop that. We're going to need our snapping turned on. And I need to know my grid. I've got a 5-foot grid, 2 foot with a 2-point snap. Sure, I can work with that. So then distance from here to there is 10 feet, so this needs to be twice as big. So we're going to scale the scale from here, and we're just going to go 2 times bigger, and that makes that much more legible. And then we're going to move the map title there for now, and move these items to here. There we go. There. That's pretty workable. That gives us a good place to start. Okay. Going to save that. So now, the first thing we wind up with, I said, was a 10 by 10 stone floor room. And I'm just going to arbitrarily start this discussion here. So that's 5, like that. Did I do that right? Yes, 10 feet, good. And then I said that it was going to go, well, here, copy. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I said 5 squares would work well. So it'll go there. Then I need a corridor that goes between them. And it's going to go there to there. Why are we... Oh. Why is it doing this? Come on now. I see what it's doing. It's not what I want, but I understand what it's doing. Okay, dungeon corridor. Okay. That's pretty much the exact opposite of what I wanted, but I can work with this. So we're going to use the cut tool. We're going to break this entity. Starts there, ends there. Okay. So we're going to do that. Then I need to go to walls and auto hide everything else. Okay. Now I break this. Break starts here, ends there. And then I need to do the same thing with this one. Cool. That gives me the corridor I want. So now if I go back here and I show all, and there we go. I've got my nice, neat corridor. It's a bit of an artifact. Hopefully it doesn't show up in the render version. Okay. So down here I need stairs. And these are, and we're going to need to turn these, shift, there we go. It's just that it needs to be like that. And goes, essentially, so it's going to be this. And then I want to grab my wall making. And I'm going to turn my snap off. And we'll zoom in a bit here. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, same problem again. Do. So I don't have to do for the staircase. So the idea is that is the staircase. Do I want to do that? A 5-foot wide staircase descends towards the northeast. Okay, so this doesn't really say into darkness and must. Doesn't really describe this. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could get away with a spiral staircase. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because that just isn't looking right to me. Ah, yes. Okay, cool. So I can do it in gray. So set normal, more. And like that. And I can tuck it in this corner. Like that. That's a, oh, it's very colored. Do I care if I leave it really dark like that? I don't think I care. I think that's fine. All right. Yeah, that works. That works just fine. Okay, it was just some really bizarre artifacting, but okay, gone now. Okay, so here's where they come down. And so I can use up a good chunk of this space. Just give me a sec here, folks. Someone just pinging me here with Discord. I need to go. And I need... profile. And then how do I... Okay. Alright, I'll sort that out here in a minute. Alright. Okay, so okay, that's kind of aggravating. The Discord client for iOS doesn't let you make changes to permissions for folks. So I'll fix it later after the stream. So that's fine. Okay, so there we have that. So now what I want to do is a couple of cave-like structures. Save now, dungeon, cave. Yeah, the cave default is going to be just fine. So I basically want to do the sort of typical 5-room dungeon down here. So I'll need 2 maybe 3 cavey places, and then 2 dugout places, and then 2 much more stonework places. So I'm going to do. Oops. So we'll do a regular shape like this. That's going to be my first cave. And then we'll do another decent sized one over here. That's that. And then another small hubbish kind of cave here. And I'm immediately going to move that because I don't like where it wound up. Grab you and offset you more like that. Cool, okay. So then technically, so here, it's going to be easy to show than explain, but the short version is it's easier to hook corridors up. Essentially, there's no way to do a cave corridor. Cave corridors are just other caves that are just smaller. So what I actually am going to, there's going to be some fussing that needs to get done here, but I'll worry about that in a moment. So then I need a paving, that will do. And I just want to grab this whole chunk of map here, and we have an artifact up there. Ooh, a couple of really weird artifacts. That's odd. Okay. Let me turn snap on here and turn that off and try that again. So I think in fact this room is going to go down here. About like here, and I'm going to make it 20, 30 by 40. 30... 40. There we go. And then I'm going to do a bigger one up here. And this one I want pretty, so that it's obvious. So we're going to do with the ornate tile floor. This is going to be awkward to do. 2 this way, 3, 2, and back to here. Ah, I screwed that up. Alright, so I'm going to need to zoom in so I can see better what I'm doing. And the artifacting goes away when I zoom in. Okay, that's not encouraging. Dungeon. Rule. Okay, so let's just do this differently. So, I know that there's a 10-foot alcove that's going to be centered on this, or a 10-foot blank that goes like this. Then I come down, up, over, and here. Then I would go over 5, 1, 2, 3. Cool. Up 5 to 10. So the idea is that whatever this is about, this is sort of supposed to be the shape of their holy symbol. Something, something, infernal key. I'll let you know when I figure it out myself. Oops. Delete it back. And that's that. Cool, that actually worked. I am vaguely startled. Okay, so we're going to save that. So now what I've got is, so this is all under that hill in the other map, right? So yeah, this is all supposed to be under that hill. So I think what I want is a right. Basically, these two go here. These two link here. And then something, something come out over here, and then this corridor's up this way, I think. We'll see. So the first thing to do, I'm going to take care of the easy stuff first, which is over here. So I need a corridor. And I'm going to make it a 10-foot wide corridor. Over. No, it doesn't line up no matter what I do. Okay, so that's ugly, but sure. Not really a curve, not really straight, but that's okay. And then over here, we start bolting stuff together over here. Now in this case, as I say, the catch is that So then what I'm going to have to do is go onto the wall layer and take some of the walls apart, but that's not a problem really. And then I'm going to do the same thing again. So this is going to be a narrower passage, which may dissuade some players from taking it. We'll see. Just like that. We're going to save that. And then come up here. And I think... yeah, move this, zoom out just a little bit, using my mouse wheel to zoom. And then we'll do another... Cool. Okay, and then I need a joiner down here. So that gets us that much done. Now, I know this kind of looks like a mess right now, but don't forget that the walls are created on a separate layer than the floor. So I can go in, take the walls apart, and when I'm done, this is going to look like a complete seamless whole. So it's a bit of a mess now, but it's going to look okay. And then I think I was going to try and come from here down here, but that would feel kind of... it'd have to dodge this. It'd feel really weird. I think instead I'm gonna go from here over. And let's back out one zoom level. So let's build me a corridor. Stone walls and 5 feet wide. It's going to wig people out. Oh. There, that's better. So this is going to go in here. And That's going to require some fancy editing. Okay, that gets us our floor plan. So the next thing I got to do is go in and clean up the wall layer. So that's what I'm going to do next. So that's the mess. So we're going to start down here. Okay, so we're going to take our brake tool. So there we go. Not bad, eh? Gonna save that. Brake tool again. Nice. Not perfect, but not horrible. Good grief, this Pro Fantasy software makes this easy. I mean, close to criminally trivial. There we go. So the last one to fix is down here. Sweet. So now, if I go back up to my common layer, I show all, and I apply, this is what you get. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty pleased about that. Okay. So next, obviously we have a couple of secret doors. So we're going to put those in. Well, they're not going to be marked because yeah, okay. They need to be marked on the non-revealed side of the door. So I'm going to, oops. So give me a door. Give me a door, give me a sweet little door. I do not see one. Okay. What do we got for trap options? Trap symbol. There's nothing really good here. Okay, well, we're gonna do this a different way. Because, you know, we have text. We're going to just say 5. Is that going to work? Okay, let's mess with this. So let's change that color to a really hefty red. Okay, let's hit save. And then I want to go to my sheet. I want to go to the text layer. And I have a glow on that, apparently. And that's an outside glow in black. And you are an outside glow in white. Can I get with a nice navy kind of color? Nope, that's not going to do it. Bit of a straw gold. That's not bad. I just need to... And then edit. 10% apply. 20%. There we go. Apply. Alright, then I want to keep that. But then I want to go back and edit that. Do it. And I want to really deepen that red up. I want something a little bit mustier almost. Go. There. That's a secret door. And now I don't like where it is, so we're going to move it. And we're going to move it from here to here. And SD, I'll remember what that means. So that's where there's a secret door. And then I'm going to copy that from here over to here. And then do the same thing again. Prior, do it from here to here. So that way, I've got a way of, when I finish this as a generated map, I've got a way of oh, that's an interesting unintended consequence. Okay, kind of like that. So yeah, that winds up a relatively tidy way of getting that straightened out. Now, okay, scale bar is still there. We're good. So now I just need to do something with this place in terms of art. Obviously enough, needs to be some kind of a pond down here because I always put ponds in because, yeah. So there's going to have to be a pond in maybe over here. Water. Well, look at you. Someone brought me water. So I'm going to go with a blue 5, blue 3, blue 1. Let's do that. Let's zoom in over here. And then I should be able to do something that sounds like this. So I click and I say trace here, here, and I go all the way around this to here. And it went the wrong way. Okay, do it again. Blue 5. So we're going to go here, and then I'm going to trace. You always go left to right, and I did it backwards. So I'm going to go here, here, to there. Nope. Okay, well, I'll do it the hard way. That's fine. Blue 5, and I can just hug the wall real close. So we're gonna, because there is a little bit of voodoo that you get away with here because the wall is going to obscure some of this, right? The wall in the shadow. So if I'm on the outside, I can tidy that up with a little bit of masking. Why am I putting water in? Because puddles of water underground weird players out. There, little bit of spillover here, excuse the pun. I'll zoom in on that. We're going to grab our node move tool. We'll click on... Oh wow, can't even snag it. Alright, I don't care then. That'll get masked out. That looks pretty good. Now I want to draw some water again. Blue 3. And this is going to be the lighter zone, as it were. I suppose I didn't need to go that big, did I? Okay, well, actually, I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. I went backwards and then made another mistake, so hang on a second. So put that back. The right answer is change the fill. So really what I should have been using is, and I'm going to actually go with a green water. Let's see what it looks like. How obnoxious does that wind up? Yeah, just a big pool of stagnant water down here. That'll be interesting. Okay, cool. So that's water 1. So I'm going to want to go 3 curved, a little bit darker. And this is going to be something like this. And then, again, just sort of follow the wall back here, because it doesn't matter. just do that. And that's that. And then I'm going to do it again with a darkness 5. And this is going to be something this. And so that will give the impression of some depth there. That will be a cool area to put some kind of an encounter. Now I want some subterranean stuffs. Okay, let's go with a couple of rock columns. You'll notice I have grid turned off at this point. It's because for disorganized features such as subterraneans, it's really important to not have pattern. And if you've got a grid turned on, then you're going to subconsciously follow the grid. So now I've got some... We're going to throw some rocks around. We're going to set normal more. And just because it weirds out players, I'm going to cover up that mistake in my... so I'll show you what's going on here. Let me zoom in. So because these are the ground fill here are polys, the corridor doesn't quite line up right. So what I'm going to do is mask that with what looks to be a collapsed chunk of ceiling. Why? Because it'll worry the players. Also, useful. So, pile of rocks there, that's cool. We'll throw... Got these red varicolors in. We'll throw a few of those around just because people will go, hey, it's a red rock, what does that mean? Okay. Just stuff, right? We're going to put some fungi over here. A couple of clumps of fungi around the place that are living off the moisture down here. And maybe that'll be what the encounter is as well. If I go to a really obnoxious purple, do I get a purple? I don't get very colored. I don't get very colored fungi. That's unfortunate. That makes me sad. Okay. I think that red was a 164. Yeah. Go back to that in case I need it for something else. Okay, so that kind of puts a little bit of noise in here. We're going to drag around. We're going to save where we are. And we'll throw a rock column here. Just make it really just essentially because players hate squeezes. So part of the idea, what I want to do here is this is supposed to be kind of creepy, kind of what the hell's going on. So yeah, trying to set things up so there's a bit of tension with the map itself. Things the players just aren't going to like. Whoops, wrong button. definitely want... This is going to be an encounter area, so I want plenty of places to dance. Now, I have a problem down here that I need to resolve. So I need to go to my floors layer. And I need to hide all, apply. And then I need to say OK. And then what I need to do is move this hunk of floor below that hunk of floor. Move below that. This. Do it. Save. Cool. And what that does is hides that discontinuity in the floor textures so that it's less obvious what's going on. Now, set normal, and I want to throw the scale to 2. I want it big. And then oops, 2 more. Bugger. Completely screwed that up. But yeah, that's good enough. That'll get the job done. So through that pillar to here, it's quote pointing at the door. Did I put that the right way? No, that's too much. That's too much. This, on the other hand, I can get away with. Set normal. There we go. And nothing there interesting. Okay. So this is looking okay. It gives me a good... Oops. That gives me a good basis. There's two things I'm doing here as a GM. One of is proverbial smoke and mirrors. I want the players obsessing largely over the bigger stuff in the room. Which will, the fact that there's a steam cloud here and one here, they may not immediately think, well, there's one down here, so clearly it's hiding a door. That's part of that. And obviously I want them paying attention to this entire thing and starting to scratch the heads about, okay, what is this and why is it down here? I want them to start, this will be sort of my first real test for the players. How story-driven is this group? And the answer is allowed to be not much. If they don't dig around a lot, now I know this group of players very well, as I said, been gaming with them for a long time, but it's also been a long time since I've gamed with them, so it's possible that they're going to take a lot of things at face value. I doubt it, we'll see. But the vague hope is that they're going to spend... I won't cry if they miss the secret door. How about I put it that way? Okay. That gives a decent encounter room down here. Okay, so for here, I need a well. Do I have a well? Yeah, there we are. Set normal, more. So now I get back to turning my grid and my snap on because I want some structure and order to reflect the nature of the space they're in. So I'm going to put a well in this room just to remind me that that's what I want to do with it. I need some doors now. Stone door will go here. Hello? Why didn't it cut the wall? Maybe it did. No, it's being really weird. Why is it doing that? Why? Okay, hang on a second here. So, list prior, do it. Symbol's wall seems to not be where I expect it to be. Move down. If I do that, what do I get? Yeah, that was really weird. The layer, basically, the sheets were in the wrong order. Okay. Erase prior. No. But erase you. Cool. Now I just want a regular door, thanks. Single stone door right there. Cool. And it properly cut that time. Nice. Okay. So then that leads into here, and down here I want my double stone door. And there we go. That's a set of double doors there. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome. Save this while I'm thinking about it. Now, obviously enough, I need some torches. We're going to do that while I'm trying to figure out. I'm still kind of on what it is I want to do with that space up there. So we'll put a torch here. Oops. And I need to turn snapping off again. And we can probably zoom in an awful lot here. Okay, and so the next torch sconce I'll put in will be here. So that one will be empty. A little bit of detail. I mean, the players can, I'll point out that they're there. If I export this map at a high enough resolution to be able to zoom in and see them, hopefully that'll work. And then I'll probably put another one of these here. And then wiggle that out a bit so it's sitting on the surface of the wall. Hey, Kenny. Thanks very much. If you make a secret passage to the last room or from the last room, getting back out would take a lot less time. So I do a lot of what I call narrative travel. Once the players have gotten to the stage that they're in this room and have gotten into a fight with whatever's going to be in here, at that point I will tend to drop into, quote, narrative time. In other words, I'm not going to force the players to move miniatures the whole way out of here. Instead, what I'll say is, right, 15 minutes later, you guys are back over here. What are you going to do? That's how I'll deal with that. It is good feedback, and if I was doing something where I was going to be sticking much more closely to a combat time schedule, either because of patrols that we're going to renew or something like that, then I'd be worried about it. In this case, what I don't want is, for story reasons, I don't want a circumstance where the players can skip here by a door they find. If I say it's a secret door, then I have to let them roll. So in this case, yeah, no, that's actually a very valid point. It's just that, for lack of a better way of putting it, the history of this place is it's not even supposed to exist. Might let them detect it, but would not open to that side. Yeah, and again, that's interesting ideas, and I may use them for a different thing, but because of what I'm trying to do here, this particular layout is to get a particular job done. I want to force the players to look around a bit. But thank you. Yeah, so hang on a second. So the idea is that I'm doing a module in Fantasy Grounds, and the players will be exploring this area here, and up in this corner, this right here is a statue. It's broken, place is kind of beat up, but when it turns out, if you make a good enough roll, and you will find that the statue moves backwards, and there's a hidden passage here that goes down underground that way. Follow me? That is here. Which, you come down this flight of stairs, and you get into this corridor, which seems to go nowhere. Well, that's the first hint to the players. This is what I call priming as a DM. I want to wake the players up in a hurry, say, hey, pay attention for secret doors. And then, yeah, so what they've done is that they have sort of tunneled into a semi-natural caves, and then who the bad guys of yore, because this is a a long lost hidden thing. Right, that's exactly right. So it's more of a natural cave formation that through evil magic they figured out was there, and then got far enough to be able to exploit it, and then they built the real thing they wanted. So there's two pieces to this, and it's supposed to expose some of the history of the game world early on to the players. That's the whole point of what I'm doing here. So what I need to do now is figure out what I want to do with a bit of the decoration here to give this place its life. This may need to change once I see this room, but I'm still mentally putting stuff together here. So we got a secret door in this area here. This should be a dead giveaway. The player should go. Okay, I know what I'm looking at here. I'm going to put a couple of empty torch scones in. Wow, can't really see that. So I'm going to put a torch empty one here and an empty one here. And we'll put that right about there. Cool. We'll grab a couple of unlits. We'll put... set normal, please. More. Why aren't you tripping? Is it because the wall's broken? Okay, yeah, wall's broken there. That's kind of aggravating. Alright, well, I'll put it here then. Here we go. And that's, yeah, that wall is really broken there. Okay, well, it's easy enough to fix. And then we're going to copy that item to it from here, and we'll just put the other one right beside the door. Clearly it's an important door, it deserves torches. And then we'll put another empty one down here. Can I get this to, yeah, that tracks right. There. So that gives a few things here. I need to put a few benches. I need to put some garbage in this room, I think is what I'm going to do. So we'll put a broken table. Set normal. Yeah, no, this isn't intended. So the background you missed, because I know you just popped in, is I'm starting a brand new campaign, actually. And it's with a bunch of guys and gals that, gosh, I've known for 20, 30 years at this point. And we all got together because of our love of Dungeons & Dragons. So we were doing 2nd edition. And so we've just all kind of said, you know something, wow, we haven't done this in way too long, let's do this. So I'm putting together a brand new campaign. And because this is pretty much sort of going to be the first adventure we do, and after having not really gamed in a long time, I don't know how far it's going to go. I don't know what everyone's mood's going to be. One of the players back in the day was notorious for digging under every bloody rock. So I have no idea what these guys are going to do. So I want to set enough up that there's all kinds of options, sort of get the players to reveal their playstyle to me, see how much they want to dig into the world. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Schedules are hard. So what I'm just doing, yeah, this isn't supposed to be a one-off. It's supposed to be the start of many, but we'll see how it plays out. Lighting fixtures, yes. Okay, broken table here. We'll throw some broken planks over there. We'll put some old footprints on. Now, the footprints are unlikely to actually be visible, unfortunately. There's some footsteps in the dust. Rubbish pile in the corner. What do we got here? Human skeleton over by the well. Maybe a dried blood spatter, but then I need to go in here and zoom down. And I need to front the skeleton compared to the blood spatter. I did it wrong. Front. Just the skeleton, please. Thank you. Much better. Okay, backed up. Okay, so there obviously was something important here once upon a time. You can tell there's stuff in the room, and it's broken. Now, what do I want to do? This is one of my favorite things to do. Set normal, more, and then rotate. And people are immediately going to say, where's the chimney? And then I get to explain to them what a smoke elemental is. There we go. Put the ornate chair over here, and in narrative I'll explain that the cushions are rotted and it's all pretty much a mess. There we go. Yep, that's actually a cool idea. I actually like that. Alright, there's just enough here that I can tell a story about this room. Yeah. Cool, that gets this room decorated enough. And then that brings us back to this disaster. And we're going to go here. And yes, 2. And I need my snap. Here we go. No, that's going to look wrong. And then I need with 1 stone 5 ought to do it. There. It's all about the illusions. Okay. So then we're going to put a brazier in each one of these cubbies. And then What have I got for options? No. Not yet. Garbage, not yet. Room's supposed to be in good condition. This I was just looking at. Now, if I... Okay, so... First off, if I do this, what do we get? Yes, good, it comes in the color I want. Stop that. So the one thing about this software which is really awkward is that the... Okay, turn snapping off. It's just going to be easier to do this by hand. Is that even if you're not on this window, if I mouse scroll over here, it doesn't move this, it zooms over here, which is really kind of annoying. But it's really about the only thing about this software that I think, like, why would you do that? Cool, that looks pretty good. Interesting ideas, Kenny. That's actually some really clever ideas. In this case, by the way, the group's going to be first level. The nasty thing that happens when they come in here is it turns out that there's going to be some something relatively minor in the infernals department, like, you know, a closet. It'll beat the group up, but you know, the idea is that, so the tentative background on the world is that once upon a time there was an empire and they went away, and all we know is they're called the Empire of Embers and everybody loved them, and now we're all sad that they went away, but we don't know why. Well, but we know that the reason they went away actually is because their gods stopped talking to them, so the empire fell, and it's a while later. And we're kind of starving now, so we're desperately trying to find some money, so we're going to send some adventurers over to a place to maybe find us some money. So that's what they did. So the players are going to have some preconceived notions about what the old empire is, because everyone speaks longingly of the good old days. It's just that it turns out that the Empire of Embers, which is the name of the old empire, is actually not a nice bunch of guys. Yep, no, I agree with you. So really the purpose of this room is, one, to be a big space that people can run around while being chased by burning little closet hurling balls of fire at them. And the other thing is to have a couple of treasure chests in so the players can loot a couple of minor magic items that will prep them for their next adventure. So this is sort of the end boss room, with the end boss being, a little pissed off ball of fire about that big. Because first level adventuring. Like I say, the point here is to have some fun, decide what it is we want to see, and for me to start priming enough of a backstory pump that if the players care, they'll look for it. Like, it turns out, like, if nobody cares what's going on here, then I won't dwell too much on the backstory. But if, the players are suddenly, okay, well, can we go pull out books to the local library on the Empire of Embers? Well, hang on a second here, hang on while I write some backstory. But this gets us going. That's the whole point. All right. So now, I've played, I remember 3rd edition. 3rd edition was awkward in a couple of places. Did not scale well, did not play well with others is another way, but yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, no, in my Monday night game, one of the things I established very early on was that in the world that players are playing in, that most adventurers are dead before they reach for 3rd level. In other words, they by in 5th edition terms, they actually barely become adventurers before the adventuring game kills them, and then everybody who survives past 3rd level is usually dead in a year. And so the players have been marking days off on their calendar. Okay, we're going to beat the odds. We're going to beat the odds. They're 7th level, 8th level now. So they've beaten the odds in terms of step 1, but they're real worried about the fight they've got to deal with this coming Monday. But yeah, low levels are incredibly precarious. You don't have the mitigation, you don't have the healing, and you don't have the armor class. And yet, a sword is still a sword. You're really essentially a talented peasant. Okay, so that gets us that. I want to get back to here because I want to put some of these trendy pillars in here. And again, I need to zoom in. Yes, it does put them in that really nasty red color. Very good. And then this one will go here. Alright, so erase that, actually, and turn snapping on. Gosh. Come on now. Don't be like that. And it's really just the inside of the room I need, so I can tighten that zoom up a bit. That will do. And we'll come back here, and we'll get these... you're going to be a problem, aren't you? Set normal. They wind up kind of small that way. So we'll go to... That winds up a 5-foot diameter pillar. I think that... No, sorry. Set normal. Okay, let's try and get this done a different way. There. Yeah, there. And this just doesn't. So, the category of hum a few bars and fake it. That will do. And then I'm going to go out slightly there. And that looks right. And that looks right. And there is no pillar because down there because that's a door. And save that. And then put a great mucking set normal, more, turn this, stop that, there, turn snap off, do I want to, 2, no. It will go there. And that will go there, which is sort of an echo back. All right. That gets a decent feel to the room. It's not too busy yet. I don't want it to get too busy. Let's throw our trash pile, aka set normal, the treasure, in here next. Here we go. And I think we can probably say that we'll make that a large chest and closed. There. And then a small chest over here. Obviously something worth getting into a fight over, right guys? We'll throw a scattering of sheets of paper over here. And yeah, that'll go in over here. Now, some of that's not going to be that visible. Yeah, 10th level is about where I get to as well for that kind of stuff with my Monday night game. The group is getting into this awkward situation where several of the, quote, legendary characters that they've been hearing all these stories about, the Duke and things like that, they've figured out, the Duke's probably, what, 12th, 13th level? You know, the matriarch of the local barbarian clan is 10th. We're 8th. You know, these people are rapidly becoming our peers. This feels really strange. Okay, you know something? I think that map's done. Oh, torches. Need to torch that hallway. Cool. All right. So now, What have I got here for size? That's 320. So I went 320 by 240, didn't I? Yeah, 320 by 240. Okay. 320 times 50. 320 times 50 would be 16 grand. No. I can do 3,200 though. It'll be big, but okay. So export. And then I'm going to say make it a JPEG. Beneath Abbey Hill, and we're going to say options. So we're going to go 3,200 by 3,200. Low anti-aliasing, JPEG quality at 80%. Yeah, that'll do. It'll do. Okay, and save. Yeah, that's one of the things I think in some ways second edition did better was that everybody had a class. You might be a 5th level blacksmith, whereas 5th edition, the only people who have classes and levels are adventurers, which leaves these bizarre situations where the 4 hit point noble is ordering the 100 hit point fighter around. That's kinda. Okay, so now, there's our map. All right, that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to break, will this thing even zoom that? Yeah, it will. Cool. Nice, and there's enough detail you can actually make out the torch guns. Very good. Okay, so this will import pretty cleanly. The only question is how big it is. So what's the magic answer? Oh, that's interesting. It wound up smaller than... yes, I know why. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so from now on I do everything Shelley styled. Okay, cool. Alright, so then... what I need to do is cancel. Come on now, stop that. Give me a sec here. Control. Okay. Then I've got my map done, so I'm going to go into my modules folder, but no, not really. What I need to do is Fantasy Grounds, Campaigns, Desperate Measures, Images, and Beneath Abbey Hill. There it is. So now I should be able to come up into here, and there it is. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, he said. Okay. So we're obviously going to want to good thing I thought of that. Okay, we're going to close this. We're going to go fix that on the Imperial Abbey first. Something need a mask layer. Okay, yeah, this is going to get awkward, isn't it? How do you just okay, mask, delete mask, delete mask, mask, delete mask, delete mask, yes. So now, how do I paint a mask onto an area? If I don't want to mask the entire map, how do I do that? It's just, okay, I would literally have to, okay, fine. That's not the brightest way to do things there, Smiteworks. That is really not the brightest way to do things, but fine, I can work around it. Now where's my... And then... Exit mask mode. Oh, dummy. Yeah. Grid off, change grid, disable links, navigator. Yeah, but do I need to be in combat mode to... No. Aha! Okay, got it. Okay, so, mask. Delete the mask. Yes. Mask. Mask. Delete mask. Yes. And then I think it's control. No. Shift. No, it... Okay, as soon as I turn mask on, it wipes the whole map. I would have to... Okay, so I would have to do a reveal on the whole map. That's really kind of awkward. I mean, sure, I can work around that, but... Yeah, this feels really awkward. Alright. Whoops. Well, what I can do is a lot of rough blocking very quickly then. Nope, don't do that. Oops. Oh well, that's fine. Hey, Kenny. Cool. Yeah, then you're a better artist than I am, because I don't... Yeah, I don't... What I do for everything I'm gonna do is use the campaign cartographer package. Because, yeah, it's just... I don't have time to fight with artwork, with trying to... I don't have time to get good enough at my art to want to hand draw maps. Just those days are long gone. And so what I do, as much as I can, is I use good tools. So yeah, the thing you saw me drawing the map with initially is Campaign Cartographer, profantasy.com. No, I don't get anything for saying that. I just love their product. And okay, cool. That gives me... And then so it's just this block over here I need to... Okay, so unmasking a map en masse, not horrible. Okay, cool. We'll get out of this, and we'll lock that, and we'll close this. And then so we go to beneath the Abbey Hill. And then we're going to mask the whole map. Well, well, no, not yet. Okay, masking is the last thing we do. Wow, that imported well. I'm so pleased. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Dungeons of Shelley format keeps the size much lower than the other style I was using, and that lets me zoom in much more. That's great. Cool. All right. So this... okay, so I can put you away. Okay, we're going to grab this, shrink it a bit. We're going to go story. And so this is a... and this is beneath Abbey Hill. Yes, cool. Okay, so we've got a map. We've got a map. Cool. Okay. So then it's just going to be start dropping in the encounters. That will be what I'm going to work on tomorrow night. I've been streaming for 3 hours now. I need a break. So yeah, thanks very much for dropping in chat, and Kenny. So yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow night for a while, building out the encounters for this map. You're welcome to hang out with me, and we'll do the module import into Fantasy Grounds. You'll see, get to see how that plays in. But right now I'm absolutely excited. The initial module import, the initial module build went so much easier than I expected. That was just, yes. So this is great. And hopefully crafting again goes well. Thank you, man. So the idea is, yeah, so I'll be doing more of this tomorrow night. Folks who are interested, I will be posting this video up to YouTube in 2 weeks. Once my players basically have played through, then I'll be posting it up for folks to see. And in the meantime, if you've got any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I see them. Thanks again for hanging out. And as I like to say, if you're hearing this at any point, YouTube or on Twitch, you know, everyone goes through rough times. If you're having a hard time, call a friend. They want to hear from you. You may not think they do. They do. Take care of yourselves, folks. Have fun with whatever it is you're playing. I'm done for tonight. Bye-bye. If I can find the button that turns the stream. There we go.